Yo guys, this is a disclaimer. This is AI translated, so it's not 100% accurate. I would give it a 70% accuracy, so take it with a pinch of salt and try to piece up together what is missing and what you understand. I love you guys. Let's get into the video.
Son, the next important content is that there is a brand new map. We call the internal code name of this map Tomorrow Cheng.
Poverty cut is positive.
Remember to
Will the title pass be refilled?
permanent refills.
The cash prize events arrangements are underway. Hello everyone, welcome to Yuanguang 84. I am Lazy Cat Xiao Qiao, the community administrator lurking in the player group. The Spring Festival is approaching, and Yuanguang 84 invited project producer Wandu to come to the scene for the first time. Everyone asks questions. We welcome to ask questions. Let's go to Wendong Haha.
Hello everyone, I am Pi Dao, the producer of Yuanguang 84. I am very happy to be invited by teacher Xiao Qiao. I can share it with you on such an occasion today. What about next year? Some of our work plans and some future exhibitions.
I hope your happiness doesn't diminish just yet, as we have numerous questions prepared for you today.
So harsh?
Yes, are you ready to proceed now?
Still a little nervous, to be honest.
Today, we will ask the producer Wandu all the questions about this year's 2025 Year of the Snake. The first question is that the Spring Festival is approaching, which means that winter is already coming. It's over now, which leads us to ponder where we headed on the east side.
The first question is, it's so strict, and I'm sorry that we missed the appointment in winter this time, mainly because we received some enthusiastic feedback and suggestions from a large number of players after the last test, and then we have a lot of new content in preparation, especially some new maps, and then we need a little better time to polish it better. So there is a surplus available. Naturally, we will provide it to everyone as soon as we can. We anticipate beginning the next test following the Spring Festival, specifically around March to April.
Has it been confirmed to occur from March to April? Are we certain about this?
This time it's confirmed.
Everyone, take screenshots for record. Poverty reduction is positively crucial and can be achieved in March and April.
To be able...
300. You just mentioned that there is a lot of feedback from players, and especially, in fact, there are still many things that need to be optimized, stacked, and improved. Can you tell us what else we need to do next?
What about it? As I mentioned just now, in fact, the next important content is that there is a brand new map, which we want to present to everyone. Of course, there are some new updates in our daily life, such as new heroes. The new model also features numerous stunning skins. Additionally, there are some round-style entertainment mode gameplay options that everyone will likely be keen to explore. Rest assured, it amounts to a substantial offering.
Guaranteed. So in the last test, one player actually raised a lot of questions. That is, there is only one map. Many people said, I want map rotation. So you just mentioned that there is a new map. Can you share the new map with everyone? What is its planning like? What's the stop with ripped ground?
Regarding this new map, first of all, there is a big difference in design concept. We all know that it is a relatively wild environment when it is torn. Its place has experienced a big tear, and then the landform will be a little split. Our new map revolves around the concept of a brand new city. We call the codename of this map internally Tomorrow Cheng. In this future city, the density of our overall map will be much higher than before. In the design of some previous large strongholds, its appearance structure and some internal moving line designs, its binding relationship will be better, not just some memory points and differences in appearance, but on this map, on the whole, the overall difference among its large strongholds will become higher. Of course, some depth of observation and learning costs will be relatively higher, and the playability will be much better.
Our study cost is getting higher. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Of course it's a good thing. Isn't this just to solve the playability problem that everyone said?
That's right, of course.
It's reaching a relatively moderate level.
Attention everyone. Besides a map, we can't expect to have only one honorary title for the entire year of 2025, right?
Of course not. In the process of the progress of the schedule tomorrow, we have also started some overall advancement work of the next map. For the next map, we will adopt a style of China that is more respectful of the future. It may be related to some situations of some large infrastructure in China. This map is actually recommended by us at present, and it is relatively smooth. Of course, it is still at a relatively early stage. We have already completed some conceptual designs of this map, and at the same time, It is expected that we will meet you in the second half of this year, and then we will join in the form of Royale.
The second half of 7 years, the second half of this year.
Half a year, the second half of this year.
Everyone listened and took a screenshot again to arrange another new map for the government. We have finished talking about the map. The next issue that everyone is very concerned about is, first, it is said that we actually promised the players in the previous video that we have started the production of First Life. So let me ask you today.
Has the first-person mode been implemented yet? Will it be available this year?
Today's essay is indeed a bit severe. In fact, we have been paying attention to the community. The voice about First Life is very high, and we can always get to this point, but this part is really not very easy for us. Easy mainly because everyone knows Yuanguang 84, which has always been a game developed as a third person. At first glance, it means that a lot of our work has to start from scratch. The simplest way is that his character model from the first person with higher precision is the magic gun line model. There is also a complete set of first-person degree system, which needs to be done from scratch. In the action, we also include all the characters' moving animation, long line animation, skill animation, etc., and there are more bottom layers in it. Invisible work needs to be handled. For example, 1 batch and 3 batches, its service, and some bottom-level rendering, special effects, etc., all need a lot of adaptation, so the workload is amazing. But we have started the whole work of the first person after the last test, and the progress is relatively smooth at present. Since we decided to be the first person, the whole team is also very excited, and everyone has shown great enthusiasm for challenging such a difficult job. At present, the students participating are polishing every detail very carefully. Although the progress is relatively smooth, I think it is still not suitable to show it to everyone. After all, our requirements for ourselves are still to be able to achieve the integration of man and gun. This kind of immersive player's body sensation will be brought out.
So when will it be brought out?
If you bring it out.
Well, don't you hesitate to bring it out when?
Summer then.
Is it summer holiday?
Period, huh?
Well, everyone took screenshots as proof. I believe that the key players who participated in the last summer test for the first-person setup recognize how crucial the Buddy Highlight 841 gameplay is.
In my opinion, the buddy system involves a lot and is essential. A container of creative gameplay. In the future, we also hope that Buddy can carry more unconstrained ideas. I will also make a small advertisement here. That is, we also hope that in the future, we will also start some interesting ideas with some co-creators of some orderly manner in the community. We will do it together, and then maybe we will give some titles to these creative players.
Oh, and the title Buddy, of course. Is it all right? Then we shall proceed. It has to be arranged. Let's talk about Buddy's gameplay. That is, in fact, a complete set of gameplay has been installed in the last test. Although the number of bodies is not particularly large, the change is not particularly big, but there is already this system. For the Barbie system installed in the last test, what do you think is good enough?
From my own point of view, of course, I am quite satisfied on the whole. Of course, some suggestions and feedback from many of our players are quite strict. Well, after all, this is our first time to make a relatively big innovation, and there are many shortcomings in it. Pixel players who have done better welcome some larger ones, such as harvesting sunflower, which can get some information from people around me, help me plan the route of the campaign. Bubble Mouse, this is the most hot topic discussed by everyone, right? It can help my small team transfer in a more dramatic way, and then form a linkage with some of our heroic skills. Everyone has played a lot, and played some very wonderful ones. Then these are well done. Of course, we also have some there are also some defects in the 8-point system. There are some body players' feedback. Isn't it very fun? And then the performance is rather blunt. And then the whole use process is not silky enough, etc. And then, of course, there are many players who complain the most. For example, the CD is particularly long. We will make some changes to these next. First of all, for some bodies that some players find difficult to use or the use effect is not good, such as the poop dragon, although everyone thinks it becomes a telephone pole, a fence, and this becomes a box. Then this thing itself is very interesting, but what about after the change? Some of his body can't move, he will be out of touch with his teammates, and then he will look dull when he is put there, and so on. We will go back to the existing mechanism. Find a way to make it more practical, and then the playability will be higher. In short, this system will be a core system with Far Beam Spot 4 in the future. While doing more bodies to enrich some mechanisms, some adjustments will be made in time for those who feel bad about everyone's feedback, and then to determine that the whole body can be done by everyone in the game, which will have a sense of randomness. Then, every time I go down, according to what different bodies I picked up. Being able to combine my squad and my own heroic skills to play some new routines is a high hope we have given some experience of this power-out system.
All right, everyone has heard it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on Buddy in the comments section.
Have to pay back the Crown Media.
There's another problem that Candlelight leaders are very concerned about. That is, how do you plan to deal with the problem of plugins?
Plugins are a long-standing problem for many design games. As a mid to multi-user who designs games one by one, I am often annoyed by plugins. Sometimes I even want to be knocked off and can't stand it anymore. What kind of lock does it look like for some violence? Word seconds, then perspective, etc. Looking at the August 4th plugin, we absolutely adopt a zero-tolerance attitude. That is, once we find it, it will definitely belong to Zhang Hao. Goggles, in fact, during the last test, we have already knocked down a number of plugins and seen some new plugins appear. However, through some data samples, for example, after looking at some of its abnormal behaviors, sitting force, learning time, injury, and other headshots will be monitored by some abnormal behaviors, and we will intensify the monitoring in this area. On the one hand, it is active monitoring, and on the other hand, it is an acceptance of the content reported by players. We are further improving the inclusion of our current reporting system in the game so that every report made by players can be followed up and verified immediately, and then we can give some feedback to players as soon as possible, in addition to actively attacking the appearance. Let's also discuss some compensation for some players affected by plugins. For example, this one is about to eat chicken. As a result, 2 plugins are picked out and then killed. Then the feeling in this process is definitely very, very bad. So how can we reduce the player's frustration in this process? I'm also a topic that we will focus on next. We are discussing a new scheme to compensate these players.
In addition to the compensation in the game, I also noticed that many commercial games will also have bonuses for players to report plugins. So what can we arrange in this respect?
Is it? This must be severely arranged. We are planning to prepare some new activities with the community. Regarding the plugin to crack down on Employee 84, players in this area make some reports in the community, whether it may be some video materials he usually sees, or in the other. After seeing some of the things we saw on these occasions, such as some sales of plugins, etc., return to our community. Once we follow up and implement them, we will give you a generous cash reward in the community.
Cash prize activities can be said to have done everything for me to maintain this green game environment, right?
Yes, that must be.
With the cash prize arranged, it seems that the content of the game is almost arranged this year. Let's talk about it. Is the welfare good?
Will the pass be replenished?
It certainly will.
How to renew?
Permanent renewal.
Why did the permanent renewal change from 1 to 2 in the middle? Can it only be renewed halfway? When?
However, in my opinion, the pass is a reward for the hard work of the Lord Light for a season. We won't shrink like some friends in this matter.
Time flies so fast, I can't surpass you anymore. But today is New Year's Eve, and we're here.
Happy New Year to the Bamboo Lights.
In the new year, I still hope that the Light Masters can be prosperous and happy. But in the new year, I also hope that everyone can spend more happy time in Yongwang 84 and wish everyone an early year.
Okay, then I wish everyone like a hug, blowing up the whole audience and becoming an instant hit.
Yes, so let's all wish you a happy new year together.
Happy New Year. Hey, arrange.